Hello and welcome back to Marine for TCG. My name is Joe. There is no drink of the day. Today I've been playing some Yamato. This leader is one of the most hyped new leaders out of the new set, and it's sort of a rush aggro combo deck. I feel like it's just red ace but better in most scenarios. Now I will be going over the full list, but first, if you're in the market for any new TCG accessories, you want to check out Sleeve Chief. The sale may have ended, but there's still plenty of awesome products on Sleeve Chief, such as this Gear 5 Holo Luffy playmat with a nice shiny moon, and also the Chinese takeout deck box, one of my favourites. If you do pick up anything off the website, please do use code MARINE for 5% off, and thank you to Sleeve Chief for sponsoring this video. Okay, so how this deck works is you want to combo out. You basically play 1,000 different Yamatos. This leader gives your Wano characters that you play from the trash, rush. And on 6, this is the card of the deck. There's the 6-cost Yamato, 6/5, on play, draw 1, trash 1. And that trash 1 lets you get one of these 8 drops in the trash, because then you can activate main, trash this character, and play up to 1 black Yamato with a cost of 8 from your trash. And then that will have rush, of course, because of your leader effect. So on 6, you get to play one of these 8k units with rush. The probably, on average, better of the two is this one. It grabs a 6-cost or less Wano character to your hand, which can set you up for another Yamato combo on the following turn, and then can play out a 2. This is pretty bad into a Nell, in my opinion, because they just remove it super easily, and then you don't have a board. And just playing one 8k unit a turn with rush isn't enough to beat an L. Into Penel, I prefer this one. It's 8/8 unblockable with 1k counter, which is quite nice. And then on KO, you get to summon a 6-cost Yamato from your trash. So if you think your opponent is going to threaten KO on their 7-on turn on this 8k Yamato, which Enel very much is, then you want to play this one. Because then if they do KO it, you at least get to summon this. Now into Enel specifically, they can then KO this as well, pretty easily, which is not great, and I think that's why this deck has a pretty awful matchup into an L. You basically have to hope they whiff. But into everything else, playing out these massive rush units early is actually really nice. And then to synergize with this, we've got this 1-cost event, which is 7-cost event, mill 5, and then summon basically this from the trash. You can summon other things, but you're going to summon this almost every single time. This makes your odd curve actually a little better than even. Like, I still prefer even, but when you're on odd, there is an advantage. And you get to swing with this, because it came from the trash and gains rush. You get to swing with this for 5, and then turn into one of the bigger forms, and swing with that for 8. I like this. I like this design. I really do. And it also gives you a little bit more consistency. If you've, say, played a couple searches, you've not found your Yamato that you need, well, you can always gamble. And sort of the biggest issue I have with this deck is the consistency. Like, we have a top 4 searcher that trashes the rest for Land of Wano other than herself. And we have this Robin, which can trash an 8-cost or higher to draw 2. These are good ass cards. Very, very good cards. However, you still sometimes whiff. And if you whiff this Yamato on 6 or 7, you just lose. You just instantly lose. The deck does nothing. You don't find this on 6. And that means that probably about 10% of your games, you just don't get to play the game, which is really unfortunate. Because I think this deck's really cool, but I don't think this can ever be a top tier deck, just because of that sort of massive amount of inconsistency. We do have one more searcher, 4-cost Kinemon. It's a 4/6, it's a 7-cost when it's on the board. Shame it's not an 8-cost, because then you dodge Luna, but to be honest, the rest of our deck's 8-cost. We're not that worried about Luna. But on play, you get to look at the top 5 for a Wano card, grab it to your hand, and then trash the rest, and that's huge. You can then trash like 8-cost Yamatos, so you never really whiff off a summon on this. You might not have the one you want, but you never whiff the summon off this. It's just this card. Like, whiffing this sucks. And whiffing Kinemon on 4 or 5 also sucks. It's unfortunate. Now, later on in the game, after you've played your first one, this Momo is the sort of boss monster for the deck. It's a 9/6 1k blocker. Trash stat line, but 9-cost dodges a lot of cost-based removal or resting, which is cool. And on play, you get to summon a 6-cost Land of Wano character. you summon this. Just be real, you summon this. It does lock him out of summoning himself, which means that you can't do the combo, which I'll talk about in a minute, twice in one turn. But the fact that you summon this and then you swing with this because it came from trash, and then you turn it into an 8k and swing. So you're swinging like 5, 8, whatever with leader, whatever with whatever still on the board. It's good. It's good aggression. Just nothing too flashy. It's just everything just feels good, but fair, if you get what I mean. The Momo combo, this I really like this. Minor spoilers for Wano. You got Baby Momo, he's a 5 cost, and he's a 5 cost 0k, 2k counter. And activate main, you can trash his character if it has a cost of 20 or more. Then if you have 9 or more done on the field, you can play a 9 cost Momo from your trash. Well, how do we get this to 20 costs? Well, you play Shinobu, of course. On play, if you trash his character, you can trash his character. And then if your leader's Wano, you draw 1 and then buff your Kazuki Momonosuke by 20 cost for the turn. Very funny. It's nice that this is actually card neutral. There have been games where I've just played this to draw a card. Could be worse. You could just trash it. You don't have to have Momo on the board. But yeah, for 7 Don, you then get to summon this from the trash. You only go down 1 card in the Momo because the Shinobu replaces herself. And this is like a lore reference. This is a lore reference. Pretty cool. You can then swing with the Momo if you want to. And then you get to swing with the Yamato that the Momo summons. And then you get to swing with the Yamato that the Yamato summons. And you get crazy aggression. You can also do this alongside Rebecca. And that's why she is in the deck. On your 9 or 10 on turn, you can play Momo, then play Rebecca. Grab something with Rebecca, and then play Shinobu from hand. Trash the Shinobu to buff up the Momo. And then for 9 Don, you've established a blocker, a 6k blocker, a rush unit, a draw 1, trash 1. We're cooking. We're gaming. Absolutely gaming. I do like the Rebecca. It can provide you that just extra blocker that you sometimes need, whilst just giving you a card for free, which is pretty cool. So that is the core of the deck. I've talked about the searchers. I've talked about the combos. In terms of the last few 2Ks, I've got 2 Tama. It's a bit of power reduction. Hasn't come up too much, but when it's good, it's really good. And you can grab this back off this 6-drop Yamato, or 8-drop grab a 6 Yamato. If it's a matchup where you think you really need your Tama. 2 Luffy for unblockable. This Yamato already has unblockable, but this Yamato doesn't have unblockable, and neither does Kinemon. So a couple of these can come in clutch. And 2 Sanjis for extra targets to trash off Robin. It's fine. Finally, 2 copies of Ground Death for a big counter event. Now, in terms of sort of what you can do to change this deck, not a lot, I'll be honest. These are sort of the flex slots. The Rebeccas, the Ground Deaths, and like the 2 Sanjis. You can swap Luffy for a different 2k if you want, but I don't think any of these cards are really cuttable. I've seen some people cutting one of these Yamatos. If I was going to do that, I'd probably cut this one. I've seen a lot of people cutting this one. You can cut maybe one of these. And then, like, you've got 6 slots. But because you're playing out your Shinobu and Momo, probably at least once a game, I like having 2 more 2Ks. I really do. So, in reality, I think there's like 4 slots. And there's a few different cards you can play. One that's interesting is Stussy. We do have a lot of 1-drops, so Stussy can move one of those and then deal with some big stuff. Into like a Blackbeard or a Whitebeard focused deck. You can deal with their 10 costs, which is fine. It's kind of just fine though. It slows the game down, and we don't tend to want to slow the game down. Also, this has unblockable, so we don't really care about those big blockers that much. So I'm not sold on the Stussy, but there's definitely a card you could play. Another card you can play is the Luffy. Somebody who's been playing this, if you fear aggro decks, Green-Blue Luffy is one. I've got to get into Green-Blue Luffy in this video. Really close. That deck's scarier than I thought. It's one of my first games into it. And I could see why this Luffy would be good. To just buff you to 7k on defense. Giving you that extra defense, especially into Green-Blue Luffy, I think would be pretty clutch. But this is definitely an option. I've actually seen some people playing Kaido. I don't really like this one, but I guess you could. And finally, back in the 1-0 package, there's its Ace. He's decent. He's very annoying for your opponent. Like, they're not going to want to trash 2 cards in their hand to KO this. That's awful. He's just going to get to sit on the board for the whole game. And this could be a nice sort of 2-of as a backup to Kinemon. If you do with Kinemon, you at least have something else you could maybe do on 4. The card just feels like sort of mediocre. And as a result, I wasn't playing him today. But I think this is probably the card that I'd be most inclined to include. You can maybe go down the ground deaths or the Rebeccas and add in a couple of copies of Ace. It's another option. Either way, hope you enjoyed these games with Yamato. If you have any cool techs that you've been playing in the deck, let me know in the comments. And here's some games. Okay, got Purple and Nell. Now, I think this is our worst matchup. I do think this is our worst matchup. So I think we need to really see a good hand. Double searches is good. We just need to find our 6-drop Yamato, and we will be laughing. Triple searches is even better. I'm a huge fan of that. Let's start with the draw. Let's go with the Robin, and I'm going to toss the unblockable Yamato, because I think that's the one we're going to want in the trash first. We get some more Yamatos. Okay, let's go with another Robin, I think. Although this is a bigger dig, and we want to see Kinemon. So let's go with the Nami. We want to see Kinemon, we want to see Yamato. We see none of it. Incredible. I'll take a Momo. And then we'll pass. Well, it looks like we've whiffed Kinemon. Unless we top deck it or get it off the life. He has a Shura. Nice amount of weenies already. Could have maybe ditched this one to then be able to counter with this Yamato. This can be 7, so we should counter this one, I think. And I think I'm going to counter with the Sanji. And then we'll take this Ohm swing. Another weenie is not ideal. Yeah, we'll take the Shura swing. We get a Sanji back. Cool. Okay, we top deck Kinemon. It's better than the Robin dig. It's better than the Robin dig. We need to see that Yamato, though. We really, really need to see it. Let's clear the Shura. 5 lead. It might counter this one. No, it just takes. That's fine. Then we'll develop our Kinemon. We find the Yamato. Thank God for that. And then we'll pass. At least we're getting to play the game. At least we're getting to play the game. That's nice. We do have a few too many of these, but we can trash them off the on-play of this Yamato, which is so huge. It's so huge. We need to see one more of these. It's weird because I don't want to summon this Yamato to just get it back because it doesn't have the on-KO, so it will just die. We have to summon the unblockable one, I think. But then it means we are somewhat weak to not finding another one next turn. We have a Robin to dig, though, and we're going to be taking at least 1 damage here. I would imagine. Trash is the pink. Yeah, swings 5 and 5. I think I'm giving up another 2k. Which I don't love. But I want to keep this one Momo in case we don't find another one. Or our combo. We'll take whatever this swing is, 6 or 7. We'll just take it. That's fine. And then hopefully he taps the Ohm as well. Okay, we have the Momo combo now, actually, so I'm happy countering with that. He doesn't attack with the Ohm. Okay. Let's go 2-2. Then I'll swing 5 with lead. We're going to be swinging 5, 6, 8 this turn, which is decent aggression. He'll probably counter the 5 and the 6 and then take the 8. If I had to guess. Yep. Looks like it's exactly as I thought. We're going to Nami. Okay, so I'm pretty happy that we should be able to find another one next turn. Stitch this. Turn this into the unblockable one with the funny on-KO. There is a slight problem with this deck in that he can attack this, kill it, and then deal with the summoned unit. But we've got to force him to have that. We absolutely have to force him to have that. He has it, he has it. And that is one of the reasons why this matchup is so tough. It's just because they remove all your units while just developing their own. And we don't really have the capability to deal with their units. Right? And our Kinemon and or Ace, if you're playing Ace, it will get to swing once, and then it will be frozen forever with Lightning Dragon. Unless you get lucky and they just whiff Lightning Dragon. But again, you're asking your opponent to whiff things. It's kind of what you have to do versus an L. Is try your best to not just get run out of the game and ask them to whiff. Having the weenies early as well is really important to deal with their weenies. Because their weenies are much more important than ours. So if we're able to swing back into them, that's great. Okay, Enel the second. Good card. Grab something. And tosses. What are we going to toss? Blocker now. Okay, interesting that he's on that. So a few more people on this this format than previous. Yep, Lightning Dragon freezes my Kinemon, as I said. It's to be expected. And then we'll see where he puts the... Oh, 5 lead. I don't think we can take this. We've got a good amount of counter cards. So we're not in the worst spot if he pivots board. Which he will pivot board. He's 100% pivoting board. But if I take that, I'm also taking this. And then we're down at 1 and in a lot of danger already. So, okay, he goes on the Ohm. Is he just going to ignore this then? Looks like he is going to ignore this Yamato. Which works for me. So we probably want to try and counter this. But then I do run the risk of not finding another Yamato. If I counter this with like 2k, 1k. But I think we have to. I think we need to sort of high roll a bit, you know? 2k, 1k. Yeah. And then we take the Enel swing. I mean, incredible that he didn't go into my Yamato and just then remove the 6 cost. Absolutely works for me, but we do now need to see another one. Let's clear the Ohm, first things first. And let's play the Nami, and we need to see another 6 drop. We don't get it, and we can't take Nami. Ah! We just died. I did gamble a little bit. Like, there's 25 cards left in the deck, man. We shouldn't have whiffed off that, I don't think. It's pretty unfortunate. Is there a play we can make with the Otama to try and clear this Enel? Is there a play we can make with the Otama? We reduce it to 8 for 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Don. Something like 12 into 8 is like not the worst. Oh man, that sucks. That really, really sucks. We can try and stick a Momo, but like this is never happening. It's wholly irresponsible. Ah. But if I take this one and then take the 6 drop, it's the same thing, right? Because he just clears this. Like, I'd have one more life, I guess. But he just clears this every single time. So I think we were right to gamble there. It's just really not paid off. If I could take Nami, we'd have one more dig. And I did counter with the Robin. Maybe should have kept that and given up another 2k. But then we wouldn't have had our Momo combos for the following turn. So it's really hard. I think I'll take the Tama. And then what do I want to do? We could try and push him to 0. Go 7. We're not going to push him to 0. We could push him down to 1, hopefully. With 7, 7, 8. We're not at too much risk of dying ourselves because we have 4 2Ks and a 1K. Or I can make an Otama play. Reduces to 8k, swing sort of 12 into it. But if he has 2k, 2k, 1k, he just protects that. And then we have just a 6, and we've got him at 2. We take 3 cards. I think I'd rather go with the split with the Robin, but this sucks, man. This really sucks. Whiffing Yamato, very unfortunate. With the event as well. We could have gambled on the event. Well, we actually have a Yamato in there. So we could have, if we got the event, that would have worked as well. So that's kind of unfortunate. We've seen 0 events and only 1 Yamato in 28 cards. But it is a real problem for the deck. It's a real issue for the deck. So it is what it is. MrMaCHONaCHOMan. Ooh, doesn't have any 2Ks. She got 3 cards there. It's only 2 actual hand cards, but... It worked out fairly nicely for us. Okay, Divine Departure. So we'll push him down to 2. There's a shot here, you know. This isn't over. He's down at 4 cards with 2 lives. Sure is pretty good. Sure is pretty good. He needs to see Lightning Dragon to freeze his Kinemon again. Which I assume he will. But a blocker would also be pretty reasonable. If he gets like a Frankie or a Reiju, that'd be a reasonable play. Especially Frankie. But it's not over. He had a pretty awkward hand there. The fact there were no 2Ks was a little awkward for him for sure. He tossed the Enel as well. He must like the rest of his hand. I don't know what could be in it. Because if it was MrMaCHONaCHOMan's, you'd think he'd Gamba. I'm trying to draw a 2K. It could be... I mean, there's probably at least 1 Lightning Dragon. Maybe there's like a 4-drop in his hand. And then the last card was Shura. Because he drew this one for turn. He drew this one off the Shura. So it could be that this is a 4-drop and this is a Lightning Dragon. That's what I'm thinking, maybe. That's what I'm thinking, maybe. Gamma Knife. Okay. Gamma Knife from the Kinemon. L4 and the Kinemon. Okay, but that's another card out of your hand, sir. That's 2 cards, in fact, out of hand. You're down to 2 in hand. And if we can keep Shinobu and Momo, we've got a lot of pressure next turn. A lot of pressure. Seven. You have to counter this one. Because otherwise we're countering a 12. If he just leader effects Raw now, this can also swing for 7. And then he has 10-10. So we'll reassess after that because there can be more L4s to buff. We have to counter this one. We'll give him the Tama. Do we gamble on keeping these 2 in hand? If he swings 7 again... At that point, if I counter with this Momo, if he swings 7 again, I think we take. Is this Momo enough? Alright, it's 9 Don. It's going to summon a 5k. Assuming this survives, which is fairly likely with 2 in hand, we get to swing 5k, 8k, 8k, 6k. It's iffy. If we have the combo, we just have way more Don and an extra swing. I think, given that we've already kind of drew pretty poorly, I'm going to gamble on drawing a little better off of this. Yes, this can swing 7 if it wants. Because these can't swing more than 11, we can counter a 10. I'm going to take this. Well, I guess I could have left a Don open for that, but I didn't. This does play the Yamato from Trash for free, though. Which is enough, I think. Yeah, we counter with these in case there is one more L4. Because if there's one more L4, then we're in trouble. You don't swing into this. Never swing into this here. Just pass it. We draw that off the top. It's never better than just playing I've come here to cut. I've come here to cut. Yeah, it just gives us an extra 5k swing, which is good. I would like both the 5s to be 6s as well, to just play around MrMaCHONaCHOMan a little bit. I think. Draw 1, trash 1. Then we'll go 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or 6, 7, 8, 8. Seems reasonable. Well, let's start with 6. See how he responds to the 6. I imagine he'll have a counter. He does, has a kitten. Now we can go 7, 8, 8. That requires more gambling. If we go 6, and this is a 2k, we just lose on the spot. I think I'm preferring 7, 8, 8. I'm going to transform this first, though. Into... doesn't really matter. This one. Because it's unblockable. Why not? Then we'll go 7. 8, 8. If he has double 2s, he wins. Well, we got there. Fucking hell. That was stressful. Whiffing second Yamato. We whiffed so much, man. I can't help but feel like this guy didn't play optimally, though. The fact that my 8 cost got to stick around, that should never happen. As long as you have one MrMaCHONaCHOMan, you just jam the Penel into this. Ask me the question, are you going to save it? And then that's a tough question for me to answer. And then when I summon the 6 drop, you go, okay, MrMaCHONaCHOMan, and then just attack into it again. And then it's like, am I saving this? Probably not, no. So I feel like either he whiffed on the MrMaCHONaCHOMan at that point, but he did have one fairly early. So I'm not convinced he whiffed. I think maybe he just didn't see it. Maybe he saw the on-KO and was like, oh no, I don't attack. If they can clear this and the summoned unit, it's really tough. But I guess if you get away with it and it sticks around, that's when you can start actually overwhelming them. Because these 8k swings are a little annoying. And blockers don't do anything versus them. Very close at the end there. If I'd been able to keep the Momo combo, would have been better. But the top deck of the event was better than just playing Momo significantly. So that was nice at least. Or the life of the event. But yeah, hey, well played to our opponent. I do think this matchup is a lot tougher than it might have looked there. But hey, we got the dub anyway. Okay, got a game to Luffy. I'm excited to see this one. Let's take second. Triple searches seems reasonable to me. There's a lot we're looking for. But triple searches into Luffy has got to be good. That's just a really good pull. We'll go with the Nami. That's a great 5-man off the top. Seeing this card, always incredible. And he whiffs Luffy on 1 as well. What a treat. Let's go with Nami first. Cut the chain's actually decent on 8. It means we don't need a second one of these. Having one of these in trash is fine. I'm going to take cut the chains. And then I'm going to go with the second Nami. Because if we can find Kinemon, that would be ideal. We do. And we get a second Yamato in trash, which is fine. We'll take Kinemon and pass. This is looking like perfect curve so far if ever I've seen one. We don't have our 9-Don play. What? He whiffed? Did this guy mulligan? He did. Wow, this guy's mulligan into dog shit. That is unfortunate, my friend. I hope he finds something good next turn, because otherwise this game is not making the cut, and I don't like playing games that don't make the video. It's kind of a waste of time. What are we taking here? We take Luffy. I don't think we need Robin. Do we need this? It's pretty good, actually. That can help us play our searches. This trash is the rest, though, right? It's so insane. Let's just take the Luffy. What am I thinking about? I forget this trash is the rest, man. You build trash so fast with this damn deck. It's so good. At least in the trash building portion. Come on, show me something good. Show me a buggy. Show me a buggy. There's a buggy. Show me a prisoner. There's a prisoner. Okay, he's back on track. He's whiffed his weenies, but we had weenies to answer his weenies, so it wouldn't have been the worst thing ever. Might counter this one. We could take one more. We can be a little greedy, I think. His swings aren't getting much bigger than 7, and then this gives us a better opportunity to save Kinemon. That's cool. We'll go 5. Can make this a blocker if he wants, but then we can choose to attack into it. If he wants to free block this, it's okay. He does not. I think that seems sensible. We'll go 6 with Kinemon. And then I think we'll play our Yamato summon the summoner, actually. Yamato, draw 1, trash 1. We're not going to need any more Kinemons. We'll turn this into the summoner. Use this. And then what do I want to grab back? I think we have the Momo and Shinobu combo. We have a Searcher to play out. Cut the chains is better than just playing Yamato next turn. We can just grab a 2k here. Let's grab another Momo. Why not? Grab another Momo. And then we'll play a Nami. And take... just another 2k. We'll take another Luffy. Then swing for 8. Yeah, sucks for our opponent that he whiffed his 3 on turn completely. That's sort of unheard of for this deck. They're usually playing out at least 2 dudes on 3. The whiffing the Searcher on 1 is whatever, but yeah, it's a little tough. Let's toss a Robin here. Don't need you. I have no idea what he's going to do with the rest of this. 7 for Boa is a very normal play line. Could just freeze our Yamato, which is fine. Indeed, looks like that's going to be the answer. And then we can either see 6, 8. We do see 8 into the Kinemon, which we will protect 100%. Next turn, I think we're playing another one of these. Shouldn't we have one? Which we do. So I want to keep 1 Searcher. So I think we'll give double 2s here. Yeah, we'll give up a Luffy and a Momo, I think. Could give up Rebecca. Probably don't. Rebecca on 10 is actually really, really good. I'm going to toss this. If he swings 6 into it, we'll toss the Searcher, I think. Doesn't swing the Prisoner. Okay. Interesting. Well, we're going to cut the chains. Let's go 5 to start with. This becomes a blocker immediately. Then we'll go 6. Then we'll cut the chains. Actually getting quite low on cards. We've got to be careful. Replace one of these Namis. Draw on trash 1. We don't need Kinemon. Yeah, we're getting really low on cards. It's a little scary. Swing 6. And then we'll turn this into the Summoner. Or the unblockable one, actually, this turn. Because the Boa could swing into this. No, I think the Summoner grabbing back a 2k is good here. And I don't actually think I'm going to play the Robin. Because I'm kind of running out of cards. We could, though. Not bad. We're going to be drawing a lot of events, which I don't particularly want. The extra 1k in hand could just be clutch. Let's just take a 2k. Play nothing. And then, how much do I care about this being a blocker? If you check out the buggy, this can't be a blocker. I think we just smack face. I think we just say, fuck it, I don't care. And pass. Probably should have took a Luffy instead of the Momo. Thinking about it, but it's whatever. He shouldn't be able to win from here. 5, certainly not like that. We'll give up 1k Yamato. Don't need this Yamato anymore. 6 to 6. We can give up our Robin Searcher. This probably doesn't swing. I think we save this as well. We're going to actually need a lot of board space, right? Because we're going to have Rebecca, Momo, and Yamato. I think letting this go is actually okay. Given that he has no more swings, because this Prisoner probably doesn't swing. Yeah, it's just another Boa, and then something for 4. Maybe a Crocodile. Mr. 3. Okay, stuns everything, actually. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. But we get a lot of pressure here as well. So this is going to cost 9. So we can swing 6 with leader. We can only swing... We can always... There's always one thing we can only swing 5 with. So we may as well do the 5 first. Gives a 1k. Okay, we'll play the Momo from hand. Then we'll play Rebecca over Nami. Grab back a 2k. Yeah, we'll grab back a 2k. Play a Shinobu over the Nami. Use the card action. Buff up the age of Momo. We drew a 1-cost event, so I'll probably leave 1 open for that. We'll trash you. Play out Momo. Give Rush. Momo effect. Play this. Give Rush. Draw 1, trash 1. We don't want this Yamato. We're at 9 in deck. A little spooky. Let's go 5. Turn you into you. And then put him to 0. Likely. Yes. Don't want to swing this. There's no reason to swing this. We have 2 blockers. These are unblockable. Is what it is. But we have 2 blockers. We have 1 event. We have 5 2Ks. And then now he is forced to go for lethal through 2 blockers, a Don, and 3 lives. Because of unblockable. It's just kind of big. Well, I can't block. I think we just take this one. Although countering is also very, very easy. If he's gonna go for the kill combo, only one of these restands. Let's go 8 and a 2k. Because this Rebecca blocks something for free. Crocodile picks up Boa, plays out Mr. 3. Okay, so he's going for the kill combo. The Mr. 3 is good, but these aren't unblockable. And I have blockers, right? It's like he'll tap the Mr. 3. 6, no blocker, 2k. It's like relatively close, you know. Yeah, 1 here, 1 here. It's wrong, I think. Yeah, it should be 7-7. It would be 4 7s. He's already used leader. So yeah, it would be 4 7s. Does the event restand leader? I can't remember. No blocker. Doesn't matter. 2k. Block. Resolve. Yeah, and then does it restand leader? I can't remember if it restands leader. It does restand leader. So yeah, he'd have 6 7 7. We'd be 1 card down if he distributed this Don correctly. But this is still a 6, and we counter this with the final card in hand. And then we can block 1 of these and then take the other 2. So it's fine. Oh no, this gives more Don, doesn't it? No, this is the same. Because this can't give to leader. Yeah, this was always the same outcome. We'd just not have this Momo in hand. Just block. And that's the game. Because this Crocodile can't attack. Close. Close, actually. I can see how you would lose to this. End game pressure. The Mr. 3 being able to restand and give 4 more Don, actually. Pretty powerful. Yeah, he should have put 1 on 1 on each. We would have been... Yeah, we would have been slightly worse off. I should have probably just taken the Boa swing with hindsight. Because then that event could just cleanly counter out one of the 7s. Because it was going to be 7. We didn't know at that point, but it was going to be 7-7. I should just committed to taking the 3 unblockable swings and then counter or block everything else. Because it was like 6-7-7. 6-7-7, big. 9-9. But we can block the 2 9s. As long as I can counter the 6 and the 2 7s, would have been fine. Which I could have with the original mana counter in hand. Well, the 2 6s, 2 7s. Yeah, because we had 2k for the 7, 3k for the 7, 2k for the 6, and 2k for the 6. And then we just block a 7 and another 2 9s. Yeah, block the 2 9s. We'd have got there anyway if he distributed his Don properly. He whiffed early, was the biggest thing in this matchup. He did not find good 2 costs. We probably would have actually lost, looking at it, if he had had the 2 costs. I thought we were further ahead than we were, but this combo to refill the board and then pop off with the event was actually pretty good. I should have probably prioritized board a little more. Tried to take out this buggy or the prisoner on a previous turn. The turn where he stunned both of these was really good too, though. The Boa plus Mr. 3 that stunned both Yamatos. Just we had no pressure on that turn, so it was kind of tough. Either way, well played to our opponent. I think I definitely made a couple of mistakes here. We got a little lucky that he whiffed some weenies early on. But it is what it is. Okay, got a game to Nami. This should be a tricky one. This is definitely one of our more difficult matchups. I'm thinking about taking first. I'm thinking about taking first off of them. The Whitebeards are what's annoying. I'm going to try taking first. I'm not sure what's correct in this matchup just yet. But we'll find out. That hand is horrible. I like the chains. The rest of this hand is horrible. Excellent. Jesus Christ. Not good. Not a good start. Well, he doesn't have much of a start either. Playing Shinobu to draw 1. I don't want to play Shinobu to draw 1, man. Might have to. I've got to draw something. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. In the slightest. Man, this deck sometimes just doesn't do anything. Ugh. Counter with this. As much as, again, I want to take there to try and get a play, I can't in good conscience. We could try and stick this, but he has Zeus, right? He has Zeus. Am I cycling another one of these? If I whiff the Yamato next turn, we just die. Okay. Okay, we got the Yamato. Thank God for that. So this we want in trash anyway. Let's just take Shinobu. And I'll swing a 7. Cool, he takes. Well, it's been a poor start, but at least we've got there. We've had to play out the Shinobu army. What a treat. We've used 2 Shinobus. We've used no Momos. We'll use the... Oh, I didn't clock get the Sanji. I'll counter this with the Sanji. Because if this is 5-drop Nami, we can't take more than 2 lives. And we will be taking 2 lives because I'm not countering this. Cool. Okay, well, we got our Yamato event combo eventually. Yeah. Use this, play out the Yamato. Give rush. Draw 1, trash 1. We'll toss this. We never want this in hand ever. We'll swing for 5. He will counter, as he should. Then we'll summon... Which one do I want to summon? The Grabber or the Unblockable? He's not carrying this next turn. I think the Grabber's actually good to get us just back a counter card. We'll grab back... We can play out the Robin. We don't have anything to toss, though. No, so I guess we're not playing anything unless I want to grab the Nami. What are we looking for next turn? Do we have Momo in trash? We don't have Momo in trash. Maybe we just grab Nami, play Nami, look for Momo. I think that's the answer. Find it. Excellent. To the counter event. And then do we want to attack Marco or leader? I think actually attacking Marco's decent, because if he lets it go, then he loses leader draw next turn. Which is kind of cute. And it's one just less guy on the board. This isn't going to be a quick game, and we've already started with him, which I don't love. But yeah, because he's at 9 cards, he doesn't get to draw one at least. So it's... I don't know, it felt like an okay turn to get rid of this. 7. I think we take this. Because this could be another Nami. Now it can't be. 8. I think I'm countering this one, though. Crazy that we've still not seen a Momo, by the way. Still not seen one. And this Robin doesn't have a target, currently. There's some kind of full cost blocker or something. It's to 3. That's also good. Damn, this guy has fucking 10 cards in hand and our Yamato doesn't do anything. That's pretty miserable, actually. That is pretty miserable, and we don't have the Momo. These Robins don't trash anything. Ah! Maybe I was supposed to take this off the Nami to just trash it? That doesn't feel good, though. Doesn't feel good at all. Whiffing Momo is pretty poor. Yeah. What can you do? I don't think we care about using this. I'd rather just play it from hand because it's pointless anyway, right? Do we have a 6-cost scam in there? We do, right? Yeah, and we can then maybe mill a Momo for next turn. It's nothing too bad that this can play right now. Marco is about the worst. Hog back. I'd rather that be than the Nami. That works for me. Then we'll play the event. Probably just swinging 5 now with the summoned Yamato. We do mill a Momo. It's good. Becky, we don't want Kinemon. Yeah, and then we'll just swing 5 to burn the leader. And then we'll turn into this one. This effect. Grab back. Just a 2k, I think. I'll grab back Shinobu. And then play nothing. And then, is it worth it to swing 9 to get 2 cards? Versus leaving 1 Don open. How much counter do we have? We don't have that many 2Ks we can actually use. Only really this one Shinobu. So I think leaving the Don open is actually reasonable here. Just eat a 2K if he wants to give us it. He does. Okay. There's the card that I hate. Stinky Whitebeard. Yeah. I think we counter this one. We're getting low on cards in deck as well, which is a little scary. Another Momo is pretty nice. So we're going to go with our Momo combo here. Do we want to play Rebecca as well? I think we do. I think now is a pretty decent turn for Rebecca. What do we have in here that this can summon? It's a 4 or less with a trigger. There is nothing useful. It's only Doctor Hold back. we'll start by putting this here. Sure. I mean, I guess he can do that. Yeah, I guess that works. We burn the leader effect, but he only gets 7 baby 5. It's fine. Yeah, we can take out the baby 5 next turn this way, I guess. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. We'll play Momo, then we'll play Rebecca over Nami. Rebecca is going to grab back another 2k, because we do not want Kinemon. And then she's going to play Shinobu over Nami. We'll use the card action to grow Momo. And then Momo turns into Momo. Rush. Then he plays Yamato. Rush. Don't think we want this Robin. This doesn't do anything, so we'll just turn it into the big one. This. Grab back Shinobu. Play nothing. And then I probably should have started swinging first, but it is what it is. Takes that one. Okay. We've got a life at least. Do I need more than Rebecca? Can I swing with this Momo? Is the question. We don't need this Dom. Swing 8. Should obviously block this one. But once we've got 2 of these tapped, I'm not that worried about the rest. I think just one Becky is fine. Because if he goes... He's going to go 7-7. We don't have an event. It's a little awkward. We're probably going to end up taking 1 life. And then we've got 2k1. We can counter 1 with 2k1k. With the Momo and the Robin. If I don't tap this is assuming he plays Nougat again. Which I think is the best play. I think we swing with it. I think getting the 1 extra card is probably worth it on balance. Get a Nami, sure. Pass. We've got 1 blocker. If he Zeus's, I don't think he gets there because we've got a decent amount of counter. 6 is a no blocker 2k, 100% of the time. 7 is left, so it's probably Robin. I don't think he's going to want to tap this Nougat. I think we'll just block with Rebecca. If he taps the Nougat to clear a dude, it's kind of fine for us because the Nougat is now tapped. Yeah, it's fine. We need the board space anyway. There's the Robin, as I thought. Okay, and now we Momo again. I don't think we do the 2k combo this time, though. Because as much as the extra Don are nice, I think we need the 2ks in hand. I think we need to guarantee that we have those 2ks in hand. Yeah. We will have 1 blocker. He's going to have 4 swings. We may need to leave both Momos active. So this isn't really swinging anywhere other than this baby 5. It's just swinging to the baby 5 now. It would be a mistake to save that, I do think. We did this. If we don't do the combo, it does mean that this doesn't get to swing. But we still get to swing 8, 8, 9. Or 8, 8, 8, leave 1 Don open. If we do the combo, do we actually have Momo in the trash? We don't have Momo in the trash. There is nothing to think about. Never mind. I should have thought about that earlier. And I can rob him, but like at that point, we're just wasting too many Dons. Let's not let him know. Let's go. Oh, no, we want to swing with the Yamato first to burn leader effect as soon as possible. Yeah, whilst he has slightly less cards in hand. So let's go Momo into Yamato. Brush, draw 1, trash 1. Ground Death's actually pretty good. Let's get rid of one of these Yams. And we'll swing 5. I'm definitely going to keep 1 Don open for the Ground Death now. Yep, burns a Gum Gum Golden Rifle. Okay. Let's turn this into the unblockable one, I think, here. Or do we need the 2? Do we need another 2k in hand? If we take a 2k back, we'll have 6k. He only has 3 swings. He only has 3 swings. Getting the unblockable one down is good, right? Because then it can swing through the blockers, obviously. And he can't KO it. It's just, do we need the 2k? I don't think we do with his current board. Because we're going to have these blockers as well. So I think getting the unblockable one is fine here. And then we'll go 888, ask for 2ks. If he doesn't have them, he's in a lot of trouble. Okay, he has one there. Doesn't have one there. Has one there. Okay. Let's pass. The next turn we've got to go for lethal, I think, because the game is getting tougher and tougher the longer this goes on. We're dwindling resources. This is going to be another Yamato. Suspect it might. If we take... I don't want to take because he'll draw cards. I don't want him to draw any more cards. But if he's going to Yamato, he's going to draw... Robin, he's going to draw a card anyway, so it's kind of whatever. What if he doesn't have it? Let's just ground death this, I think. This does remove the option of ground deathing a blocker, though, so maybe that was incorrect. Don't think this swings. Okay, this is Robin. I thought it would be Robin. Then one done for Gum Gum Golden Rifle, which maybe he plays more than one of. Okay, well, we have our Momo combo. That can be 7 Don to get a 6k, a 5k, and an 8k. This Newgate blocks one thing. I don't think we win. I really don't think we win. Can we go again? Can we go again? I don't think so. Nine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can do 4 9s, but that's never going to be enough. Start with an 8. I think we've got to hope he just sort of runs out of 2ks. Just 2ks. If I combo out, we just run the risk of not drawing the right stuff off the top, right? If we don't draw, well, like an event or some 2ks or something. We can turn it back into this one and grab another 2k back. So we'll only go down potentially 2k max. And we'll get the Momo. We probably have to have 2 blockers, is the thing. So that we don't die to this. So he can swing like 9, 9, 9. That's 4, 6 Don. He can swing 11, 11, 11, 12, which we'd have to... I'd have to cancel 1, 11, 7, 9, 10, 11. We can do it as it is in hand, actually. Maybe we don't need another blocker. And if we turn this into the summoner, we can get another 2k back as well. Might be enough. Just block that. Six for the summoner. We're only swinging with one thing. I'm leaving 1 Don open. So we can go 8, 8, 8 here, which seems... And then leave 1 blocker up, which seems reasonable. So let's go 8. I'm just hoping he runs out of 2ks at this point, because he's used quite a lot. Nami's usually only on like 10, and he's used 6. Okay, we had the Gum Gum Golden Rifle. We sort of suspected that. Another one of these. It doesn't really matter what we trash. Guess I'll just trash the Robin. And then we'll turn this into the Summoner. Rush. Grab back a 2k here. I'll grab... Do we have the Luffy in here? Yeah, we do. The Luffy could be useful. Play nothing. And then swing for 8 again. If he had a 2k, he would have used it over the event, I would have assumed. Yeah, and we get him down to 1. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We should be fine with 1 blocker. No blocker, 2k, 2k here. Cannot take that. If we take this, he can't... There's no way he gives unblockable to leader. It's not happening. I think we take this. He gets the draw. We can't deny the draw. It is what it is. Fix, that is a counter, but do we need this unblockable Luffy? What's this for 9? It's going to be like double heal, isn't it? Fucking Borsellino Zoro or some shit. It might not be. No block. I'm going to go 1k, 1k here. Because I think I want the Momo. Toss this. Sorry, the Luffy. I think I might want the Luffy for unblockable. Borsellino Zoro. Borsellino Marco. No, not Marco, man. Not the Marco. That guy's even worse. That guy sucks. I hate that guy. Oh, that guy draws 2. That's so much better than Zoro. Man, that Marco might be the... It's got 3 blockers, bro. In no way. Maybe I should have made this the unblockable one. Then we could have just tried for a triple unblockable lethal. With this, and one thing with the Luffy. We'd have had, what, 8 by 3 is 10, 11, 11. Not the worst. But as it stands, this ain't happening. It just ain't happening. I fucking timed out, bro. That's mad. Oh, dear. That is hilarious. I bet people were yelling at the screen. The Marco's drawing him 2 bricks. Oh, let me see if I can work out if that was winnable if I wasn't such a slow roller. So we have 9, 9, 9, 9. But we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need all of our hits to go through. As soon as he counters 1 hit, we just lose. And I don't have a rush option. Don't have one. There's no way keeping any of these was correct. So we can go 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8. Actually, the entire life is bricks. The Marco draws bricks. This trigger doesn't matter. Unless he trolls around the unblockable. Like, we have the Luffy, so he cannot troll around the unblockable. He has enough to counter an exactly 7, 8, 9. No, he has more than enough. He has more than enough. You can go to 7 with the Rago. And then go 8, 9, 10, 11. So you can counter any one of these swings. And then you can go block, 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 take, take, counter, for example. So there was no way to win there. No. The double blockers, the Marco, kind of the same thing as if it was Zoro, because it's going to draw 2 bricks. But yeah, tough matchup. It's the 7k stat line. We lose a lot of value out of like this Yamato swinging and our leader swings. And yeah, it's just easier for him to counter. I think he just drew too many 2ks early on for us. Maybe I could have done slightly better numbers, but it wasn't even particularly close, to be honest. So, hey, is what it is. We'll play to our opponent. Let's move on. So, thank you for watching. What do we think about this deck? I think it's fine. I think the deck is just fine. It's good. I'd probably give it bottom of tier 2, I think. I would not be surprised to see people top regionals with this. But I would be surprised to see someone win a regional with this, if that makes any sense. For me, the Enel matchup is just too hard. I know I beat the Enel I played in this game, but either he whiffed badly, or he just didn't see the line, isn't familiar with the matchup yet. Being able to kill this and then the summon target, it's just really rough. It's not great. Into most of the rest of the format, it's not as bad. I think Teach is a pretty reasonable matchup. We're just really fast. We beat them down, which is good. And I think Nami is not as bad as Enel, but it's still not great. If you don't play the unblockable one, those Whitebeards can be really hard to overcome towards the end of the game. And the constant healing as well is also difficult to deal with. Like I said at the start, I don't think there's a lot of room to change this list as well. I think other than the Rebeccas, the Ground Deaths, maybe one of the Yamatos, and then like these two Sanjis, these cards are not changeable. You can change what the 2Ks are, but I wouldn't go below 12 2Ks because you actively want to play out 8 of them at some point during the game. Or, you know what I mean. So I wouldn't cut any of these cards, which makes this deck really, really hard to innovate for. And as a result, I think after a while, this is a deck that will become quite boring to play. For now, I was enjoying it. I was having a good time. It's fun. A rush aggro combo deck. That's inherently fun. But I think once you play this for like, say 3 weeks, say you go to 5 locals, I think you're going to get bored of this deck. I don't think there's a lot of interesting lines. The Rebecca adds a little bit. The Rebecca makes it slightly less linear. But you are doing the same thing every game. And like I said, you also just lose probably about between 5 to 10% of games because you don't see this on curve. If you don't see this on curve, the game is over. You are doing nothing. And that's tough. That is tough if you're going to take this to a regional. If you play 10 rounds and you expect to lose 1 immediately, if you expect to lose to 1 Enel, you've only got to lose one other match, and then you're not in top cut. Which for me is tough. However, I do think this deck's fun, at least at the moment. I'm not convinced it's going to be fun long term, but maybe I'm wrong on that. I know people just love Yamato as a character, which is cool. Either way, thank you for watching. Let me know what you would change about this list, if anything, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.